Hi, here I am, and I am live. Now, if you can see me at this moment, is probably because I uh, you can see us now. If you're watching from home later on, Romaine is here.
Hey,
That's cheerful.
sorry.
Lovely. Woo, what a start.
Sorry. I just remembered something. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Well, Romaine, I'm happy to see you. It's been I haven't seen you since our last chat. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a little bit of a hectic day so far. Well, last couple of days, but I'm pretty good. So today was Romy's birthday party. So
You don't want to leap into any stories yet because
oh,
people
how
are
big?
just barely starting to join us.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, then I'll calm down.
Yeah,
I won't get carried away.
yeah, don't get crazy.
I'll try
But
not to. I'll try not to. Sorry.
all right, but I do want to tell you, I have a new microphone.
Which one did you get? You got the blue one, didn't you? I
Yes,
can't.
I did. How
Yeah,
did you know?
I saw those. I was looking at those. Those are nice mics. That's a good company, actually. Good mic company.
It's cute, and actually, it's pretty cheap, so I'm happy
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
kind of big though, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah, that's a little big.
I hold it like this. It looks like it's the size of my head. Yeah, it's a little big, but I liked how like old timey it looked.
Yeah, that's that company Blue. They make all their mics look like that. It's one of the cool things about them.
Yeah, it's cute. Whatever. I wanted to get something that was a little less tinny here in the room, and I think it has improved the audio quality a little bit.
Well, that's good. I'm
Yeah.
wearing my little lavalier mic. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm
Are
wearing
you
it.
are you wearing it? Okay, good. All
I'm
right.
tired.
Well, people have started to pour into the room,
Oh, good.
and that means that we'll be able to take your questions. Oh my God, there are already quite a few questions.
What?
And Romaine is going to talk about Romy's birthday party, which was today. It's why we're doing this at a especiamente time. I'm saying especiamente because God only knows what language this was tweeted out in.
That is a funny thing about our Google Hangouts. And of course, my stupid ass totally forgot this morning to tweet out that we were doing this today. I apologize. I had
I,
a little bit
I,
on my plate.
I posted about it, so it's fine.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Whew. Phew.
All right, well, we have our first question, and it's related to the birthday party, so we might as well
Okay.
jump right into it, Romaine.
Okay.
Ronnie says, how did the cakes turn out, Ro?
The cake turned out really well. In fact, I will post a picture of it up on my Facebook page in a few minutes. But I ended up making a two-tier, like a round base, and then a square tier top on top of that with the Minecraft theme for them. And then I made them both little individual cakes. Because when you're having two kids sharing a party, they don't want to have to blow out the same cake because that's just lame. So I make them little individual cakes that they can have as their own cake. And my favorite one was actually Cody's. I made him this little TNT one that was really cute that I kind of was in love with. So that was my favorite part of the entire cake.
Wait,
What?
like Dynamite TNT or
Dynamite, yeah.
not like
Dynamite.
TV network?
No. Dynamite. Because in the game of Minecraft, they blow shit up. All the time, evidently.
Of course. It's
What
dynamite.
And what little boy doesn't love blowing shit up? So it was perfect for him.
Well, Mark has a related question about the cake.
Okay.
Mark says, since Romaine showed us how to make an amazing cake, which was incredible, I think you need to do some scopes showing us some amazing wrapping ideas on that fancy wrapping station of yours that we have to stare at every week. I'm just saying. Well,
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, Derek. You should.
I actually am a pretty good present wrapper.
I believe
Um,
that.
but it requires like being focused and careful, which it's not my strong suit. But when I am focused at it, I can actually do a very good thing. And who knows how things will go if I end up needing to take a seasonal job wrapping presents this year, then at least I have a skill.
You're not going to need to take a seasonal job wrapping presents, Derek. Ugh, I worry about you.
You don't know my life.
Oh, I know your life. If there is anybody in the world that knows your life, it is me. I know your life.
It's true. Here's what you don't know. I didn't put the AC in the house, and it was 90 something degrees today. I am sweating my balls off right now. So if I start to look super glistening or whatever, I might splash some cold water on my face while Romaine tells a long story later, but it's rough.
Whereas I have the opposite problem because I was doing the cakes. I like to keep the house really, really cold just to keep the cake cool because I use a buttercream. And so my house is like 30 degrees inside it right now. It is so cold in here. I've been like, I need a blanket, cover up because I'm freezing cold in my own house. I'm a mess, is what I'm saying. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
All right. Let's go to our next question. This one is from Jim. Jim says, many thanks for these delightful Sunday chats, but don't you think that Adam Sank should keep his shirt on until he has finished his transition?
What does that mean? Oh my God. I don't even know what to make of that.
That was serious shade. That's what I have to say.
Yeah.
So
is he saying that Adam Sank has boobs? I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know either. Stop being shady to Adam Sank and other people. Okay, Joe says, how was the party, Ro?
Oh, you know what? I hate these kind of things. Because, okay, so we got there early and we started decorating, and I had like a whole crew of people helping me decorate the space because I have like a party room, and then you have to go to the theater to watch the movie, and then you go up to the party room afterwards to have your cake and all that shit, right? So, so we got there, we got everything decorated, everything was looking really good. I left Iris in charge of the funneling the kids from the lobby into the theater, getting them all set up with their snack packs and blah, 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 which I have to say, Iris did a pretty good job. The second the movie was almost over, I rushed back upstairs to make sure all the pizza was out for the kids before the cake and all that stuff and just do last-minute things. And the second the first kid came running through the door, I was like, oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. No, God, no. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're here. And they are so crazy, and they're loud, and they're on a sugar high because they just had soda and fruit snacks and popcorn, and now they're going to have pizza, and they're, like, running around, and there's balloons, and and they're crazy. They're just fucking crazy. They're looking at the cake. They want to touch shit. I'm just like, sit the fuck down. So here's what I did learn, though. Okay. So at one point in time, one of the kids left something in the theater, and so Iris brings it to me and says, find out who this belongs to. So all the kids are yapping, yapping, yapping. There's this cacophony of fucking crazy noise. And I'm like, which of you kids does this dinosaur belong to? The entire room went silent. Like, completely silent. And then it stayed that way for like a good 3 minutes. And I was like, well, shit, all you got to do is yell at these kids every once in a while, and they'll shut the fuck up. So they did. And but overall, it was really good. The kids seemed to have fun. Cake was eaten. Pizza was eaten. Candy was given. Those kids all went home with sugar highs that I'm sure their parents are still thanking us for. But overall, success. I was so happy when it was over.
Well, I mean, the thing with the sugar high is, you know, the high causes a real crashy low. The good news is they're probably already asleep.
Romy's not. Oh, God, she's higher than high still.
Well, it's her birthday, so she's, you know, giddy and excited and all those things.
Well, that is true. We got her a karaoke machine for her birthday.
Okay.
Because, you know, after the last time we were on the cruise, after I did some singing, she's like, Mom, you're so good. I want to be as good as you someday. And I was like, oh, we got to practice. So we got her a karaoke machine so she could practice for the next cruise. And let me just say, from the moment it came out of the box, she has had a microphone plugged into it, and she has been singing non-stop. It's been 4 hours.
Oh,
the only time she stopped was to do this, where Iris literally took her for a walk to burn off some of that sugar.
She's so you.
I know. Poor Iris.
Oh my God. More calls.
Okay.
Who's calling now?
Oh, you mean calling you people trying to connect to this by the wrong way?
It's our listener Gregory is trying to call now. Obviously, still not doing it right. Good job, everybody. Although we have 119 people in here right now, so 119 people figured out how to do it after I made 2 videos about it and several explanatory posts.
I've also been explaining how to do it to people.
I know.
So I don't know how they're fucking it up.
It's very
Don't
hard
blame
for
me.
people to understand. For some reason, it makes me very nervous about our future. Daniel says, why can't we know, he said now, but he meant no. Why can't we know why your show was canceled? Okay. We were not given a reason that our show is canceled. SiriusXM has told people when they have contacted them that they are moving the programming in a different direction. We don't have any more to tell you because we don't know more than that. So I'm sorry that listeners think that we are hiding something from them, but we were as surprised as you are, and SiriusXM has not been more forthcoming with their future plans with us. So we have no other information to give you.
He's telling the truth, people. We don't know. They told us they wanted to go in a different creative direction. That's all they told us. Seriously. There's no deep, dark, mystery, secret thing happening here. I promise you, no conspiracy theories.
Yes. Okay, Gail says, Derek, tell the truth. Since you have lots of time on your hands, do you dance around your house in your panties with 6 question marks? Okay, 2 things. 1, I don't own any panties. And 2,
Is that because you ain't got no panties on?
I ain't got no panties on. I'm not the kind of person that tends to risky business dance around their house in their underwear. Now, I have been known to do some morning bathroom dancing, like in the mirror when I'm getting ready. But in general, I don't do a lot of dancing around. That's not my jam. Also, I don't know how Romaine's life has been, but really up until the last week, I have been busy all over the place. And part of it is all of the messages and social media from people reaching out, friends who now, are taking pity on us and want to take me to dinner, to the movies, or whatever it is.
Well, you have better friends than me, because my friends aren't offering to do any of that shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks for you. I do have good friends. I have people who are calling and checking up on me just to make sure I'm okay.
Well, I do have friends like that. And then I have my friends who don't even realize that we don't have a job anymore. And I'm like, how do you not know?
I just got an email yesterday. Our show was canceled a month ago. I got an email yesterday from somebody saying, I've been on vacation and then I came back and now I can't find your show. What channel is it on now? And I had to write to them and say, I'm sorry, we got canceled a month ago. Where have you been? But this is how it goes. Summertime, people are off traveling and doing other things. They are not in their regular schedule. So I think that has a lot to do with it. All right. Jason says, any info on the summer 2016 Alaska cruise? I purposefully released this question, Romaine.
You did?
I did.
Do you want me to tell them?
You don't have to be extremely specific if you don't want to, but yes.
Okay. We're going to do one. How about that? Is that specific enough? We're going to do one. We've decided that Alaska will happen. We're definitely planning on doing it. And yeah, so that's our plan. The plan is we have made a decision. We are going to do it. Yeah.
Now, Romaine and I have picked a sail date and an itinerary, but we need to clear everything with the cruise line. So we can't announce any of that information yet, because that may still be subject to change. And then also, just in general, Romaine and I are decided to just go ahead with the Alaska cruise for a couple of reasons. One, people have been up our ass.
Oh my
for
God.
months.
Up our ass. Like as far up there as they could get.
Yeah.
It was crazy. They were asking us every day, are you going to do the Alaska cruise? Are you going to do the Alaska cruise? Hey, are you going to do the Alaska cruise? We really want you to do the Alaska cruise. Please do the Alaska cruise. Are you going to do the Alaska cruise? I'm not. Have you told us if you're going to do the Alaska cruise yet? That's what it's been like.
Yeah. There's been quite a bit of that. The second thing is that, we had said we would make a decision by the end of the month, but, at the start of the next month, we'll be taking final payments for everybody who's booked on the November cruise. And the thought of booking new people for Alaska while also trying to get money from the people who are already going in this fall, I was like, nope, can't deal with it. Can't. So Romaine and I feel fairly confident that there is some future for Derek and Romaine. And there are enough people that are excited about the Alaska cruise that even if we don't come back in some kind of new show form, there are enough people that will want to go on the cruise that it will justify it. And there are a lot of people who went on previous cruises with us who couldn't come this fall, who were bereft at the thought that, their last cruise was the last cruise and they didn't get another bite at the apple. So anyway, there you go.
I've got my Alaska headgear ready, Derek.
Oh, no.
I'm ready to go to Alaska with my nice, warm, fuzzy, cover up my ears, fuzzy hat here. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Oh, God.
I'll fit right in up in Alaska, won't I? I'll be like an Alaska bush person.
Down there. Okay, so
Okay, funny.
Romaine is your cruise. She's really your cruise director. And so she's the one who plans our activities and events on the boat. So her hat is a good invitation. No muff too tough next summer in Alaska.
That's right. We'll do some lesbian whale watching. Ooh, it's going to be chilly and fun.
Ivan says, are you all any closer to announcing any possible new show? July is almost over. Well, Ivan, things are moving, things are happening, but things are moving and happening slowly.
Remember that part where we were just talking about Alaska? Let me tell you what those two things have in common. Glaciers, they have a big impact on things around them, but they sometimes move at a glacial pace. Sometimes big change takes a little bit of time, and so you have to just bear with us and know we're like a mighty fucking glacier, bitches. We are carving our way to a new home, but it takes time. How'd you like that, Derek? Was that good?
That's very good. That's a good analogy, especially in the summertime. We're hoping that global warming takes over and this glacier melts real fast.
Yeah, Mama needs a paycheck. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: is that we have not met anyone we have not met shrugs or indifference. We have been talking to a lot of people, and all sorts of people have offered to help, dispense advice. Companies are open to talking to us about us joining them, all those kinds of things. No one has said no. We have not heard a no from anyone yet.
Nope, we haven't.
But no, I mean, it's possible there will be some no's down the road. But what I'm saying is that Romaine and I are not feeling defeated right now about our future and our chances because people are being very nice and accommodating and helpful and all of those things. So I think that if we were, I wish it was going faster, but I think if we were meeting a lot of resistance, Romaine and I would be more reluctant to do things like say we're going to go and do the Alaska cruise or whatever it is. So I have a high level of confidence that we can put something together and make it work. And Romaine also has a high level of confidence.
Very high.
Yeah, independent of each other. It's not like one of us is dragging the other one into the future, because sometimes that happens between us.
Oh, I'm dragging you. I'm dragging you behind me by your big fucking toe, Derek.
Yeah.
Not really dragging.
All right, before this conversation drags, let's move on to the next question. Remember, if you would like to ask a question or vote up a question and you're one of the people who are watching us live right now, if you're watching us live on YouTube, click right down here where it says be part of the conversation. And then that will pop another screen in Google Plus for you to participate in the show. If you're already watching us in the Google Plus screen, if you look up at the top right here, got to figure out where my finger goes, there's a thing that looks like a keypad, and you click on that, and then it will allow you to ask a question or vote up some of the other questions that people have asked. If you are watching us on the app on your phone, you may not be able to use the Q&A functionality. Just FYI. Okay. Another question from Mark. Mark says, it has been awesome to watch the both of you adjust to the new medium. What are some of the challenges you had to adjust to, and what are your thoughts on live video versus live radio?
Okay, so first of all, for me, I hate being on camera. I've said it all along. It just reminds me how fat I am. So I hate that. That part annoys the shit out of me. The other thing for me when I'm doing like my solo scopes, my periscopes, it's a little challenging because you have to get used to just talking to yourself and not having someone to bounce the conversation off of. In this type of environment where we're doing the Google Hangout, what is challenging is that we can't talk over each other because you as viewers are watching one or the other of us, and if we start talking over, then it confuses poor Google Hangout. So we try not to do that. So that's probably the biggest adjustments, I think, for me. What about you, Derek?
I was not as shy about video before Romaine, although, you know, it's one of these things where it's like, I wish YouTube had been around when I was 22 or 19. I would have been one of these YouTube whore stars running around here. You know, as you get older, all you see is how different you look. You don't see, you can't effectively evaluate yourself like a stranger evaluating you when they see you, because you know what you used to look like. And so
you look the same as when I first met you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I'll tell you something funny about looks. So I recently had a new professional like headshot photo of myself taken. And I posted it on my personal Facebook page as my profile photo. Unretouched, like fresh from the photographer. And I got, you know, hundreds of likes, and everyone said all these really nice things. And, you know, that makes you feel good about yourself. And then one of my friends posted on my picture, Jesus, what's happened to us?
Oh, God. That's so mean.
And I was like, thank you. Yes. What has happened to us? So anyway, that's what I have to say about that. But otherwise, you know, I wish Romaine and I lived closer, because even any future radio plans and everything, it makes it very, very difficult that Romaine and I live literally as far away from each other as humanly possible. And it wasn't like, I hate you, I need to live far away. It's just, that's where Romaine wanted to live, and this is where I wanted to live. And we made this decision independent. Like, we didn't, I mean, I think that if we had thought about our future, we knew what our future would be, maybe we would live like a little closer to each other, not like next door, but it's literally an hour and a half drive from my house to Romaine's house. That's how far apart we are. And
it's a long way. But maybe, Derek, it means it's time for you to sell that house of yours and buy the house out on the lake that you've been wanting to buy.
That is very tempting. But I love my neighborhood and I love my neighbors. That would be very hard for me to leave. But living on a lake would not be the worst thing that ever happened to anybody.
Nope.
Nope. All right, we'll see how it goes. Jeffrey has a question. Since Southern California has had both rain and fire, I've seen fire, I've seen rain, in the last 48 hours, which are your favorite, least favorite types of natural disasters? Well, my least favorite natural disaster is unemployment. Romaine?
Okay, that's pretty funny. Well, let's see. I think fires in some ways, while they're super, super destructive, I think they can also be a good thing, because I feel like purges things and allows for new things to grow. So in that way, it's not the worst one ever. I personally am not a fan of hurricanes. Because that one that came up here through here a couple of years ago left us, was it Sandy or some dumb bitch? She left us with no power for 13 fucking days, and that was a nightmare I had never needed in my life. So I'm going to have to say that is my least favorite kind, because that's some bullshit, those fucking hurricanes.
My least favorite is earthquakes, just because you don't have any warning. And like every time you have no warning. With tornadoes or hurricanes or fires, there are some circumstances where, especially with a fire can break out very suddenly, and then you could very quickly be in some kind of peril. So there are situations where there is a fire without warning. But there are situations where there is a fire with some warning. Like if fire breaks out a mile away and it starts moving toward you, and then they tell you you have 5 minutes to go. Earthquakes always have no warning. So, same thing with tornadoes is that, yes, sometimes like the tornado warning doesn't happen and people are blindsided by it, but there is some mechanism for warnings for tornadoes. Plus, if you know you're in a tornado zone when you're looking at the weather and they say, okay, there's a tornado watch and everything, like you could be somewhat prepared. You can prepare your life around it. Anyway, but earthquakes, even though I have been in several and I don't fear them, and I didn't move from California because I was scared of them, but the fact that you never know when it's going to happen and you won't know how long it's going to last and there's nowhere to go to get away from it is the most terrifying.
And cool fast and basketball.
My wife just walked in and she's talking to me like I'm not doing this.
It's just like the show.
Just like the show. Oh, they drive me nuts.
The article. I posted an article on my Facebook page about the impending earthquake in the Pacific Northwest. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, the one that's like going to take the whole thing out?
Yes.
Well, haven't they been saying the big one's going to come eventually? Is it really a surprise?
Well, the difference there is that was a fault line they didn't know existed until about 20 or 30 years ago. And then in looking at the historical record, there are earthquakes there, like major quakes every 240 years. And there hasn't been a major quake there for more than 300. So it's way overdue. That's why they're scared. Because it could literally, I think there was like a 10% chance it's going to happen in the next 20 years or something insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not good.
Romy, can you turn that down, please? Oh, my God.
That's right. You turn that shit down.
You don't even know.
I don't.
You don't even know. I wish you knew what the craziness I deal with this. You don't even know.
Robert is with us. Robert is from the Cruise Boys. And they put together our first 2 Derek and Romaine cruises. So we really appreciate that. Robert says, so you said that you are fairly confident that you'll find a new home, which I'm very happy about. But my question is, are you able to say if you think it will be on radio, live stream, podcast, or what type of form you think it will be? I'll just say that we don't know, just because we're talking to lots of different people and there are different scenarios. But I will tell you that Romaine and I have a couple of considerations in what we're looking for. And for those of you who have struggled to watch our videos, you will understand the first one, which is accessibility and ease of use is extremely important. We get not all of our listeners are particularly tech savvy. Some technology requires a certain amount of tech lift. One of the things, when I worked at AOL in the 90s, and people made fun of AOL all the time, but we had a motto, so easy to use, no wonder it's number one. And, SiriusXM was real easy, plug and play. You buy your car and the radio is already in there. Boom, you find the station, you're ready to go. So there's a lot to be said for ease of use, and whatever Romaine and I end up doing, I think that making it as accessible to people as possible is really, really important. And then the second thing is that we want to be able to emulate the experience of our previous show as much as possible. Now, that's not to say it will be exactly like the old show. There will obviously be significant differences and changes. But, fortunately, we had 12 years of listener survey results that told us what people like, what they don't like about the show. People's number one thing that they liked about the show is this: Derek and Romaine talking to one another. So you can bet that whatever our new show is, it will lean heavily on the interaction of Derek and Romaine. We will try to do some kind of thing where it is live if possible. We will try to do some kind of thing where we can take calls if possible. We will try to do a thing where we will have guests if possible. But the focus is accessibility, emulating the original experience as much as possible and delivering Derek and Romaine. You have anything you want to add about that?
No, I think you're totally right. I would just add that obviously a place that is going to allow us to make a living wage is very important as well.
Yeah, that's extremely important. As much as Romaine and I enjoy doing these video chats with you for free every week, and I know that many of you are like, it's not free. I got an email, Romaine. Oh my God. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
So I got a message on Facebook like 2 days ago from a guy, and he said, listen, I'm really missing your show. This is how all the emails I get now. They're all super sad. Oh my God, I get in my car, and then I've forgotten all day that your show hasn't been canceled, and then I get in there and I go to turn it on, and you're not there, and I'm all like, meh. Okay, so anyway, but he said, I've been watching all of your Periscope videos, and I've been watching your YouTube videos and everything. And I guess he's away from home and he's been doing it on his phone, and he got his phone bill.
Oh.
$368 in data charges from all of our video stuff and everything that he has been engaged in. So,
ow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So when I say free, I get that it is not free for everyone, but it's free in the sense that Romaine and I are not making any money. We're not getting paid, but we wanted to be available to people. I got another sad email from somebody who had been away from Sirius for a few years and then got a new car and spent $1,000 getting SiriusXM installed in the vehicle because it didn't come factory installed, just so he could listen to our show that he remembered so fondly from when he was a subscriber 2 years ago. And then he got in the car and turned on the radio, and then we weren't there anymore.
Oh, no, that's not good.
I know.
That's not good at all.
About that. And I'm like, fortunately, there's, 130 other channels of things to enjoy, lots of hundreds and hundreds of other shows. But I just felt terrible that he specifically spent all that money to get a radio in his car just to hear us, and then we're not there anymore. So I want you to know we're conscious of the fact that this is not easy on all of you, just like it's not easy on us. And we are working to pull something together as quickly as possible.
That we are. We can only work so fast, people. Have a little patience, please. Please.
Yes. Norma has a question. Have you thought about how the new show might have an international audience? Romaine, have you thought about being more internacional?
Sí, señor. Hola. No habla español. Poco.
Well, we already did have something of an international audience. Obviously, there were Can Americans listening to the show. But we did have a lot of people who were deployed overseas who would listen. There were people who had taken jobs overseas who originally had been like a commuter who would listen, and then they took a job in London, or like Mike in China who would listen in China because he, was from America, and then we were his connection to the outside world. So yeah, I think that we'll see certainly whatever our new venture is, especially if it's some kind of web-based thing, then yeah, that we will be able to open ourselves up for more of an international audience, for sure. Okay.
I would like that, actually. I think it'd be great. I mean, I don't know about you, Derek, but whenever someone new who doesn't know like who we are jumps onto one of my periscopes, people go crazy when they're like, "Who are you?" And they're like, "How do you not know who she is?" It's kind of funny to watch.
Well, it's because people see that there's a Periscope that have 300 people in it, and they're like, oh, I should check this out. And then they get in there, and it's like, I have no idea who the fuck this is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been getting that a little bit too. I had somebody who came in like 20 minutes in, and they were like, I am new here, and I'm unfamiliar with you and your format. And of course, I'm like, Google it, bitch. Am I supposed to every 5 seconds in the chat, like remind people of where I am? It's one thing when I've said, because like Romaine did a Periscope where there were turkeys in her yard. I watched that. And then I did one where there were deer, and then the deer wandered off, and then the listeners had more questions. And so I was answering listener questions after the deer was gone. And then people came in because it said, oh, a deer in my yard. So they clicked on it. And then they're like, who the fuck is this asshole talking? And so it's like, all right, I got to wrap this Periscope up because people are not getting what they want. Okay, Steven says, hey, Romaine, I love your red cake baking outfit.
Thank you. The jacket was a gift from a friend of mine, and I have to say, it is the greatest thing to wear when you're making those fucking cakes because you literally get cornstarch all over you everywhere, and by the end of it, it's gone from red to white. So it saves not only my clothes, but it's just nice. I love wearing it when I'm doing my cakes. It just makes life so much easier. So I'm glad you enjoyed my outfit. I knew that the people who follow me on Periscope and YouTube would get a good kick out of it. Did you see it, Derek?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God! You have to go watch my videos from yesterday because it's pretty priceless.
All right. Well, I saw your cakes. They came out great.
Thanks.
Okay, Rick says, Derek, I am one of the bitches that loves your movie quotes. What is your all-time favorite movie? I remember the scene from Scream. Please don't come in behind me and murder me. Okay, so my all-time favorite movie, I really actually have a lot of like favorites. There's a 10-way tie for favorite movie. But the movies that I watch over and over and over again are Postcards from the Edge, which is the Carrie Fisher movie with Meryl Streep and Shirley MacLaine. Defending Your Life, which is the Albert Brooks movie with, again, Shirley MacLaine, or with, actually Shirley MacLaine is in it. She has a cameo, and Meryl Streep. Older movies, All About Eve and Rear Window from the 1950s. National Velvet from 1944 with Elizabeth Taylor. That was a movie that made her a star. And I'm trying to think. There are other movies. Oh my God, that I watch all the time. Anyway, those are the big ones that I watch constantly. Moonstruck. Oh my God, I love Moonstruck. I could get sucked into Moonstruck any old time. All right, so there you go. Romaine, do you have a favorite movie?
A favorite movie? No, I like a lot of different movies. I did watch a really funny movie last night that you'll appreciate. My friends Carrie and Tammy were here, and they've got like funny senses of humor. So I was trying to come up with a movie that I thought they would enjoy, and they had never seen But I'm a Cheerleader. So we watched that at my house last night, and we laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. Oh, it's so funny. It's also funny seeing like a baby Natasha Lyonne. Like, she's so baby. Like, she's just a little baby dyke in that movie. It's kind of adorable. So I love that movie. It's a great LGBT movie. If you've never seen it, trust me, homos, you will love it.
I do like, But I'm a Cheerleader. You know, there was I mean, it's still going on because Outfest just wrapped up. And there is still a vibrant LGBT, like, independent movie movement going on. But you know, the 90s were really the peak of gay independent movies for a lot of reasons, but one of them was in 1991 or 92, I don't remember, at the Sundance Film Festival, which is one of these, you know, big Hollywood film festivals. The winner for their version of Best Picture and Best Documentary were both gay movies, and it ushered in this new era of new queer cinema. And so then that was the hot thing, you know, gay movies, independent gay movies was like the hot thing in the 90s. And there were a lot of shitty gay movies. Romaine will tell you, we could all rattle off, you know, a bunch of terrible, terrible gay movies. But there were many great movies that came out of that, actually, especially movies that wanted to like break out and be a little more mainstream, that had up and coming stars or established stars that were in them. And The Broken Hearts Club, which is my roommate Mike's one of his favorite movies. That's a great one. And But I'm a Cheerleader is another great one. And there's so many great people in But I'm a Cheerleader. Natasha Lyonne is in it, and Kathy Moriarty is great. RuPaul is great.
Clea Duvall's in it. She's so hot. Oh,
yeah.
So she looks real good in it.
Yeah. So there were some really great movies from that time period. And so yeah, there you go. Let's go back to the questions. Joe says, why don't you guys set up a Patreon account to get some cash flow for the time being? Well, Romaine and I do not have to set a tip jar out just yet. Also, my feeling is if we ask you to pay for something, we have to deliver something on a professional level. And you know what? Until I bought this microphone yesterday, I did not even have professional quality sound going on here in this video. So I think it's premature.
I'm sure you do now, to be honest, Derek.
What?
I'm just giving you shit.
Good, because Trucker Giddy says you're blurry.
Who's blurry?
You.
I'm not blurry. Oh, she does say I'm blurry. But I'm not blurry, and if I am, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did wrong.
Does Derek have a better video camera setup? I guess.
Well, first of all, can I just say, so the sun is like beaming down on me. When I first started, the sun was not beaming down on me. Now it is, and I'm like, motherfucker. Ugh, so annoying. Listen, I never said I was good at this video shit, people. Never. So bear with me.
Okay. Anne has a question. Anne says, Katie today? Didn't you talk to Katie about her doing the show?
I did. I did talk to Katie about doing the show. And she said that she would do it very soon. We just have to set it up with her. Which, of course, neither of us did. Because, well...
You didn't.
No, I told you. She said she wanted to do it. But you're the one that calls people and invites them, so, I mean, hello.
All you have to do is say, Katie is on for today at 6, and then I will send her an email invite to join us.
Okay. Listen, I'm the little Amish lady living in the woods. Do you really trust me to do this?
Okay.
Really? Do you like my Amish bonnet?
I do. Honestly, that's a good look for you.
Thank you. I feel like it makes me look like an adult baby. Which is really disturbing.
All right.
Remember when we used to have those listeners who were adult babies?
Yes.
Oh,
They're
man.
probably in the chat room with us right now.
Probably.
Okay, Weather says, did you see the Mick Fanning surfing footage of him being attacked by a shark in South Africa? Romaine, I know you've been at a birthday party all day. Did you hear anything about this?
Was this the guy that was taking the video camera of the shark that was swimming around him?
This was the guy who was in a surfing competition in South Africa. And I think, I didn't actually watch the video, but I saw everybody posting about it, that he was attacked by, I think, 2 different sharks while he was in the water, and he had to beat them back.
What?
Yeah, apparently he's fine.
Well, I was watching a video of a guy that had a shark that was swimming under the water underneath his surfboard, and he kept sticking his GoPro under the water to film the shark that was swimming underneath him.
Yeah, people are crazy. But anyway, I didn't actually watch the video yet, so I can't really comment on it. But you know, the video I have been watching for the last few days endlessly is all the coverage of Pluto. You know, I'm obsessed with Pluto.
I know, you're weird.
I'm not weird. It's fascinating. It's amazing.
It's not even a planet anymore. What? It's not. It's not even a planet anymore. So why do we care? It's just a big fucking rock up in space at this point. It's not even considered shit.
Okay. It is a dwarf planet, and the reason that it got downgraded as a planet is because of its placement inside the Kuiper belt. So we all remember the solar system, right? All the planets spinning around the sun. And then at the outer reaches of our solar system, circling it, is the Kuiper belt, which is a belt of basically disorganized matter, chunks of old asteroids, bits of shit that are just floating there, left over, I assume, from the Big Bang, right? And it rings our solar system because it's sort of trapped between the weak gravitational pull of the sun and the gravitational pulls of everything else that's going on right in the rest of our solar system, the galaxy, whatever. So anyway, Pluto, it turns out, is not the only dwarf planet in the Kuiper belt. It, along with, I think, another one, which is like 80, 90% of its size, is also there. Although it does have its own moon. So there's a lot of going back and forth about Pluto. But what's interesting about Pluto and the Kuiper belt is that we're going to learn an enormous amount about Pluto and everything from the data that's going to be coming back on this 14.4 modem that they put inside that piano that they flew through space. But anyway, what's fascinating is that when they saw the surface of Pluto, it didn't have any craters on it.
Well, that's interesting. How come?
Because they think
Kuiper belt protect it?
Well, it's possible, but it might also be that Pluto is much younger than other things in our solar system. So it is possible that Pluto actually has formed more recently out of other debris, or it could be such an active planet in terms of its volcanic activity and that kind of thing that it is constantly reshaping itself, and therefore we haven't, there are no craters because the craters have already been enveloped back into the surface of the ground, the way that a volcano that erupts and new lava comes over covers up whatever previous roads or trails or trees or anything else that had been there before. So it's fascinating. We're learning quite a bit.
Maybe Pluto's made of liquid metal, so when things hit it, it just goes.
Maybe it sinks in. Maybe because it's made of liquid cheese. Also, It has a tail.
It has a tail?
Yes.
Cool.
It's venting atmosphere behind it. It's losing its atmosphere and it's venting it behind it, and it actually is creating sort of a vapor trail coming off of the planet.
Pluto is clearly the coolest non-planet in our solar system.
Well, it just means that it's possible that that Pluto had an atmosphere, like a full atmosphere, until fairly recently. But that also might explain why there aren't any craters on it, because small things would have burned up in the atmosphere and wouldn't have been leaving craters, but then in the fairly recent history, it might have started to lose its atmosphere for some reason. They think Mars had quite an atmosphere going. I think we're going to discover, this is not like some nutty conspiracy theory, but I think they're going to discover that Mars actually used to be much more Earth-like, and that it had an atmosphere, and it had running water, and it had all of the qualifications to be a planet that life could form on, and it lost its atmosphere and the planet died.
And that's going to happen to Earth too, because we're going to fuck it up.
Probably. Rate we're going.
Yep.
Happy thoughts, everybody. Okay, Richard says, if I figured it out. Richard, congratulations. You figured it out.
What did he figure out?
How to get in here, I guess.
Oh. Yay! What's the next one? I want to know what's next. What's next?
Okay. Trucker Kitty asked 5,000 questions.
Well, she has 5,000
questions. Huh?
She has a lot of questions.
Apparently so. Okay, Bob says, do you have a general idea how much the drink package might be on the Alaska cruise?
$5 million paid directly to Romaine Patterson. No?
No.
Oh. Sorry, I don't know. How much is it, Derek? You know. Come on, you know.
Well, this is, I guess we could tell everyone what cruise line that we're thinking about going on.
Do you really want to make the sweet baby Jesus cry? Go ahead, Derek.
I do.
Let him know.
Fine. It looks like we will be sailing on NCL again. And NCL has a promotion going on until the end of the month in which the drink packages are free included in all of the bookings at all booking levels. So it will be free, Bob. And that's part of why we wanted to announce before July 31st also, so that people would be able to take advantage of that, because the Alaska cruises tend to be a little more expensive than any other domestic cruise. Alaska and Hawaii. Woo, Hawaii is a fucking fortune. But I mean, it's worth it.
And then don't you have to fly to Hawaii to do the cruise in Hawaii?
And then the Hawaii cruise is expensive once you get there.
Damn.
I know. I think an inside cabin on a Hawaii cruise is like $3,000. And who wants to be inside Hawaii? I know.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, that's crazy.
Seriously, when you do a Hawaii cruise, you definitely need to have a window because Hawaii is so beautiful. You'll want to masturbate the whole time while it's going on. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. Romaine, we are short on time. We only have 9 minutes left.
Okay. What do you want? Why are you telling me that?
Hopefully people have voted up some good questions. Okay, Mark has one for you, Romaine. Romaine.
What?
How are you liking the watch?
You mean this one? This one that's right here on my arm? Oh, I love it so much. I am obsessed with my Apple Watch. I like it. The best thing about it, though, is that I could check my text messages in places where it might be rude to check your phone. That is nice. And even like in movie theaters, it doesn't light up really bright if a text message or something comes in. So I have no problem just looking at my wrist and then seeing whatever it is. If it's important, then if not, I just ignore it. It's kind of great. That part of it is really awesome. Plus, I really like the fitness stuff. Like, it just told me it was time for me to stand up because I've been sitting on my ass for an hour.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of nice, too.
That is nice.
Yeah, so I'm digging it. I mean, I haven't really learned to do all the different functionalities of it, but that's coming. I'll learn that soon, and when I do, I'm excited.
All right. Here is another question. What advice can you give if you lose your job? We did lose our job. What are some of the things you did to help you through the emotional part of being let go? It has been inspiring watching you two rally. What made you decide to stay in touch with all of us? Well, I'm sure Romaine will want to answer this too. I'll just say that I really thought in my head that if this ever happened, that it would be like a real emotional letdown. It would be really hard. I've been fairly consistently employed ever since I was 17. I graduated from high school at 17. And the very next week I went to work, I think it was, I graduated and then I started work on like a Thursday of the following week. I have been basically steadily employed ever since, with a couple of exceptions along the way. So this is not a common experience for me, especially after the 12 years of doing our show. I'm sure Romaine feels the same way about that. 12 years is a long time to do anything. But the thing that has really gotten me through it has been that as hard as this has been, because I don't like the uncertainty of not having a job, but as hard as this has been, the messages that we've gotten from people about what our show has meant to them over the years has made me realize that it's much harder on many of the people who listen to our show than it is on me. And there are a lot of people who will really, really miss what our show provided. Not just what we as hosts provided, but the space that we provided, the conversation that people were able to engage in with each other, the other life stories that people were able to hear about of people whose life experiences are so different from theirs, or people that they would have thought are very different from them, and then they heard them talking and realized how much they had in common with them. So, and it's part of what I think is motivating us to want to continue to do the show in some way, because we realize that there's a real inherent value to the show for people. And that has really helped me get through this. That, and I mean, I have wonderful friends and a wonderful family that has been very, very supportive. And really, I've been blown away about that, because it's been a long time since I didn't have a job. And so, I did not know what to expect. And I've been blown away by my friends and family. I mean, really. But that has really helped a lot. And unfortunately, the friends and family part is something that's portable to everyone, but most people don't lose a job where they had hundreds of thousands of people listening to them all the time and then reaching out to them. So they do not have access to that part of it that we had. But, you got to rely, and you have to be willing to open yourself up to your friends and family and let them know what you need. That's my advice. Ro?
I mean, I echo a lot of what Derek has said. I mean, the listeners have been awesome. I think, some of the things where I'm a little bit different is, we had a really long run at SiriusXM for any kind of radio show. Most shows don't have that kind of run in a specific, Howard Stern, very rarely do you last over 10 years at one radio station or something like that. So, I feel very good about that. But I think for me, part of this process is not allowing myself to feel sorry for myself. It's real easy to be like, oh, poor me, oh, I suck. Oh, and please. You know what? In actuality, oh, shut up. Yeah, it's not like that, Derek. Not playing violins or anything. For me, a lot of it has been believing what I've been telling myself for a long time, which is, I've got talent, I'm capable of doing good things. I think of the success of the show, the things that we as a community have been able to accomplish over the last few years, and I just am reminded that a lot of that came about from a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication to the show and to our listeners, and if we built it once, we can build it again. It's kind of my feeling on it. So I guess I feel really kind of confident in an unexpected way. I certainly have moments of sadness. I certainly have grieved a little bit because literally a third of my life was spent in the offices of SiriusXM. So there's a certain part of me that has felt grief for the people that I won't get to see every day, grief for the listeners I won't reach. Some of them won't follow us over wherever we go. There are moments of that, and I've allowed myself to feel those things, but I don't allow myself to dwell in them. And while I haven't been posting my gratitude list recently, I have definitely been writing one down. And I think taking the moment to really reflect on what's going well and what is something to be thankful for in the midst of kind of chaos is actually the most important time to do those types of things. So I've done a lot of that, and you know what? Iris has been great. I give Iris a bad time all the time, but Iris has been really wonderful and really supportive, and I certainly have appreciated that. Even Romy's been really supportive in a kind of cute way. So that's been pretty great, and so yeah, I think that's how I've gotten through it. And your friends and your family, I mean, they're great. I've got the best friends and the best family who have been encouraging in a lot of great ways.
Yeah, the only other thing that I would add is that I've had jobs before that I wasn't particularly good at, that when I left that job, I considered that job a failure. Working at Sony Pictures, I was not good at that job. I didn't enjoy that job. I wasn't good at that job. And, there's a reason that I was not there more than 9 months, because it was not the right fit for me. And it's easy when you lose your job to not see yourself as a success or, see it as a failure. But I have to say, our 12 years at SiriusXM were a success. We were very successful. And 12 years is a long time in media, radio, TV, you name it. 12 years is an awfully long time. Romaine and I have a lot of friends who work on Broadway, and most of them were in 5, 6, 7 shows in the time that Romaine and I were doing our show. So, and those are successful people. So anyway, so I think that the other lesson is that when a job ends, you have to really take the lesson from it. If you don't consider it a success, you need to look at why. Why was that not the right job for you? And if it was a success, then you need to say, you know what, I was successful at that. And then what will be the next thing that I'll be successful at? All right. Zach has a question. We're down to our last couple of questions. Zach says, did you learn some mad skills at your unemployment training, Romaine? Can you now successfully send an email?
Dumbest fucking thing I ever had to sit through in my entire life, ever. Oh my God, it made me want to put a bullet through my brain. But yes, I know how to send a fucking email. Thank you.
That's good, Romaine.
Oh, it was so bad, Derek. You don't even fucking know. It was the worst. Just be glad that you didn't have to go. Ugh.
Yeah. Okay, Eddie says, I have a comment, not a question. I like watching y'all on video. It's the nonverbals that I like. On the radio, you can't see the eye rolls and Romaine's hand motions. It makes you more real and not just vocal personalities. That is true. Okay, so many years ago, Romaine and I were down in South Florida for Pride. And there were some listeners there. We didn't have a rental car. We were at the mercy of Pride. And so some listeners volunteered to drive us around. So we get in the car with them, and Romaine and I just start talking. Like, we're not performing. We're not like, I'm Derek and Romaine. We're just literally just having a conversation about like, all right, well, now where are we going next? And then what do we have to do tomorrow? Because like I would always make itineraries for Romaine. She would never read them. And then later she would be like, now what time do we have to get up tomorrow? All that kind of stuff. So Romaine is laughing because she knows this is 100% true. So anyway.
100% true. Yeah. It's true.
So we're in the car and we're just literally having a conversation with each other. Not doing anything, just having a conversation. And one of our listeners turns to the other one and goes, oh my God, they're doing the show in our car.
We weren't doing the show. We were just hanging out talking.
Yes.
But yeah, we were doing the show.
But I mean, it shows you that this is how we are. And when people go on the listener cruise with us, they realize that we're exactly in person the way that we are on the radio. Maybe there are some slight differences just because, again, like you don't know what a gay hands talker I am from listening to the radio. And yes, you can't see us rolling our eyes at each other when you're sitting in your car driving around. But the next time you listen to us, whatever future show we have, now you will have a visual of what it's like when the two of us are talking to each other.
Oh, lucky them, Derek. Lucky them.
So very lucky. Okay. Finally, our very last question. Gary, who went on our Derek and Romaine cruise too, says, just do not bring back the Friday night dance party.
What? I thought you guys loved dance music. It's like the new cool thing, isn't it? Come on, you want some Madonna remixes and some Cher remixes. Oh, yeah, that's what you want from Derek and Romaine.
Well, they do want Cher and Cher alike.
You're welcome for that.
All right. Well, we might as well end on an up note. Romaine and I, as we said at the beginning of the video, are going to be doing a cruise, date to be determined, to Alaska later on this summer. If you have not already requested information, everybody who has already requested information about any of the Derek and Romaine cruises in the history of us doing the cruise, will be getting an email when we have information telling you details about the cruise. If you are antsing your pants hot and excited about it, you can go to derekandromaine.com on our cruise page. If you fill out the cruise form, you can check the box that says Alaska TBD, and you'll be on the list of people to get information. But I'm telling you, Bob in Wisconsin, I already have your information. Don't fill out that fucking form again. You will get an email about it if you want to go. I know exactly who is going to send me the same form that they've already filled out 6 times.
Oh,
So I just want you to know, I know who you all are. Don't fill the form out anymore. If you already filled out a form and have interacted with us in the past about the Derek and Romaine cruise, you don't need to fill out another form. You will hear from us again. But if you don't hear from us by like July 25th, then freak out and panic. Okay.
Why are you telling them to freak out and panic? You know they're fucking gonna do it. What are you thinking?
You know what? They're going to do it anyway. There's nothing I can do about it. They're going to do it anyway.
They're going to be like this. Tap, 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 tap.
Uh-oh. Did Romaine freeze up? I think she did. I think she tapped too much that her video froze. Oh, well. We'll have to end it there. Because we seem to have lost Romaine. And I am hot and sweaty as a motherfucker. Okay, so thanks for being with us. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Romaine has a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. Derek and Romaine has a YouTube channel. Subscribe to us there. Also find us in all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and download the Periscope app to watch us when we do our individual Periscope videos too. Information about the fall cruise is on our show website, derekandromaine.com, and you can sign up for information on derekandromaine.com for the summer Alaska cruise. Date TBD. We'll announce something later on this week. Don't worry. We've picked a great date. Somebody said, make sure it's after April. Since it's summer, it will definitely be after April. All right. I think Romaine is back.
I'm back. I don't know what happened. Something happened, but I don't know what it was. Sorry.
Google and Apple don't like each other, and I think when you tapped your Apple Watch, that's what did it. I was just wrapping up. Do you have anything else you want to say before we go?
Nope. Just that I love the bitches, and I'm glad that they're joining us on Sunday for our Google Hangout.
Yes, and we will be back next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, our regular Google Hangouts time. Remember, don't download the Hangouts app on your phone. It's the Google Plus app. Or just watch us on YouTube. It's so much easier. Just watch us on YouTube. There you go. All right. Thanks for joining us, bitches. Bye.